little bit of entertainment for you guys this afternoon. Welcome to the weekly sports broadcast. I'm your host, John. Just a little housekeeping notes before we get started here. Got a stream later this afternoon here, probably in about 3 hours. One of my favorite games to stream in the Dynasty. It's the biggest rivalry game of the year for my team, Kentucky, versus Louisville. Battle for the Governor's Cup, one of my favorite rivalry games. It's a home game for me. All blackout jerseys are going to be worn. Recruits are coming in. It's gonna be wild and crazy. So you guys better strap yourselves in. 4 o'clock this afternoon, 5 Central Time, 5 o'clock Pacific Time. But yeah, also just want to let you know my followers are going up here on my Twitch broadcast. I'm almost there. I got about 12 more to go before I can hit affiliate status. I'm really looking to do that. So if you guys could really help me out here, I'd appreciate it. Tell your friends, tell your family, the Kentucky show, the weekly podcast, and then more. And then once I hit affiliate status, there's going to be more, guys. I'm going to make sure that you guys get all the content you can get, to make sure that I entertain you. Because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to entertain, So without further ado, let's get this show on the road, everybody, all right? Hey, what did you guys think this past weekend? Let me tell you, we had a lot. This NFL season has been crazy. It's been crazy, But the thing is, this past week was one of the best weeks I think I've ever seen in my life, And there's a couple of reasons why, of course, Not only the fact that the Patriots have won 7 straight games, all right, but the fact of the matter is there is really no clear-cut team to favor to win the Super Bowl. This is one of the most craziest scenarios I think I've ever seen in my life. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to tell you this. The fact of the matter is that the top 3 teams in the AFC right now are the Patriots, the Colts, and the Broncos. Nobody expected that. Nobody expected that one bit. Everybody was thinking, it's going to be the Chiefs, it's going to be the Bills, it's going to be the Ravens. The same 3 teams every year that are always the top 3. No. Right now, the Kansas City Chiefs, if the playoffs were to start today, they wouldn't be even in the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills are sliding. The Ravens are overcoming all their injuries. They're starting to get better. Don't get me wrong. They are starting to get better. I'm going to give the Ravens their credit there. But the fact of the matter is that and then if you go to the NFC side, you see that you have guys that really there's no clear-cut favor in the NFC. You got the Bears that are 6-3. You got the Lions that are 6-3. The Eagles, the Rams, all these teams are neck and neck with each other, and there is no clear-cut favorite. This is what makes football absolute cinema. And this is why, for those of you that know me, how I love my football, this is what I love to see. I love to see absolute cinema like this when it comes to football. So with that being said, I want to get to the discussion of the New England Patriots. So for those of you that don't know, New England Patriots, they started out 1-2, It looked like it was going to be another one of those seasons. Oh, boy, here we go. It's going to be another bad season, yada, 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 yada. And then all of a sudden, they've won 7 straight games. They've pulled out some nail-biters. They went into Tampa Bay, playing a division leader. Tampa Bay is no slouch. Baker Mayfield, you can't ever count him out, even though I call him Baker May fraud, which I always will to this very day because I'm a Longhorns fan and he's a Sooner. So I will always forever call him that. But the fact of the matter is, the Patriots defense, they did enough to win the game. They played bend, don't break. They played a lot of good man coverage, a lot of good zone coverage. It was amazing. It was great, y'all. It was cinema. Drake May, he's really starting to show why he probably will. If he keeps playing like he is, I'm going to say it right now, he's going to win the MVP. There's no doubt in my mind. He's probably going to win the MVP this year. Stefon Diggs, a resurgence by Stefon Diggs coming off of a major injury. He's doing good. And then out of nowhere, Travion Henderson, who I've been bragging about all off season, all the way up to this season, he finally had his breakout game. He finally did. Ran for 2 touchdowns, 150 yards, like against one of the best run defenses in the league. Like, he just went off. Now, with that being said, looking at the Patriots' main schedule, they got a quick turnaround. They got to go to they got the Jets coming to town Thursday night on Prime, by the way. Tune in 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central, if I'm correct. Don't quote me on that, please. I think the rest of the schedule, though, the New England Patriots could win out. Now, they're going to have some tough times. They still got to play the Bills again. They got to play the Ravens. Those are two games that could go either way. I'm going to be honest. They're going to go either way. But if they keep playing the way they're playing, they're going to get guys back healthy. Once that happens, it's going to be fantastic. They still haven't even had their bye week yet. Their bye week's not for a couple of more weeks, I think. Because I think they play, if I'm correct, I know they got the Jets, and then I think they play the Giants, and then they have the bye week. Or is it that? No, they play one more team before that. It might be the Bills. They might have to play the Bills again before the bye week. But I know they have at least 2 or 3 more games before the bye week, because their bye week's the week after December the 1st. So, with that being said, and I've listened to a lot of sports pundits, a lot of analysts, a lot of just overall guys that know the ball, not as good. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't want to take over anybody here. They know ball a little bit better than me. But a lot of these guys are saying, and a few of and a couple of followers, you know who you are too, have said the Patriots might be a team to make the Super Bowl this year. And I can see it right now. If they win out, which I don't know if that's going to happen, I think they're going to go like 13-4. I'll be honest. I don't think they're going to beat the Bills again. I don't think they're going to beat the Ravens. I think they'll go 13-4. If they go 13-4 and they get that number 1 seed in the AFC, it's going to be very tough for teams to go into Foxborough and beat them. Now, the only team in the AFC that I could probably see giving them some trouble, the Colts, of course. The Broncos are another team. Can't rule out Kansas City if they make the playoffs. We don't know what's going on with them right now, though, because they're not even in the playoff mix right now. But you can't ever count out Patrick Mahomes. Even though I hate the guy, you can't ever count him out. You can't. Over on the NFC side, I'm looking at the Eagles right now, and a couple of my followers, I know you guys are Eagles fans, and I always got to touch up on the Eagles for you guys. But I watched that game last night against Green Bay, and to me, your guys' team did play bend, don't break. Your defense played awesome. Not going to lie. The Eagles' defense played great last night. The offense did just enough to win the game. Devontae Smith had a touchdown. The running game wasn't really all there, but again, they did enough. And sometimes when you play games in football, you just got to do enough to win. If you do enough, you played bend, don't break defense, you are playing, your offense does enough scoring to where they can win games, especially if you got a good defense, you're going to be able to win games. Some close nail biters, but you'll win because your defense knows how to stop these opponents. Now, if I'm looking at the Eagles as a contender, one thing they need to fix is they need to get Saquon Barkley going. I don't know what's going on with him. He's just not having the year like he had last year. I don't know if it's the Madden curse. I don't know if it's the Super Bowl hangover. I don't know what it is. But to me, he's not doing what I believe is enough to help that offense go next level. Same with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown has not really been doing much this year either, which is not good for Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts needs those two guys to produce to be able to have that offense like they had last year in the Super Bowl or in the season itself. If you guys don't have that, when the playoffs roll around, I don't think you guys are going to get out of maybe the second round, depending on who you play. Because if you're going to play a team like Detroit or the Rams or I'm not going to say the Bears because the Bears suck. Even though they're 6-3, I think they could beat the Bears. Seattle, can't rule out Seattle. That's the thing. You got to get that. You got to ramp it up. To me, Sirianni really needs to start working more with the offense. I don't know if he needs to take over the play calling. That might need to happen for you guys to go next level, because the guy you got now, he ain't that good. You're missing Kellen Moore. I'm just going to say that right now. You're missing him. Also, sticking to the NFC, I know Cowboys didn't play last week. They had a bye week. But I want to go over the trades that they made. I think the trades that they made are really going to improve their defense. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but it'll definitely be next year. Looking at the defensive rotation, you guys got some good D linemen. The D line is going to be stacked. You go with Dante Fowler, with Azukaruku, and Adugazui, and now you got Quentin Williams. That's going to really help you guys' D-line a lot. Again, I'm still questioning the defense because of Matt Eberflus, because we all know he's not a good defensive coordinator. But the players are there, in my opinion. Deron Bland, Kalen Carson, the safeties are pretty decent. Logan Wilson being added to the linebacker mix, I think that's going to help. He might be able to create that spark that you guys have needed since Micah Parsons was traded. I think, honestly, the Dallas Cowboys, this year is probably a wash. I'm going to be honest. You guys got a tough gauntlet coming up. You got the Raiders Monday night, which that should be a win. No doubt in my mind, that should be a win. You got the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. You still got to play the Commanders again, even though the Commanders are sliding right now. You gotta play Detroit. You got to play Minnesota. You got the Chargers. You guys got a tough slate of games coming up, and I just don't think it's going to be enough to where you can win to make the playoffs. I think this season's over for you guys. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. This season's a wash. And a lot of it has to do with injuries. A lot of it has to do with play calling. But look forward to next season. Now, I could be wrong. I could be jumping the gun here. The Cowboys could come out of the bye week and they could come out swinging. They could go on a run. They could win out. It can happen. It's NFL. It's football. Football any given Sunday. You don't know. But I go off the eye test, and I know a few of my followers, when I say the eye test, I know you're going to give me crap about that, but I don't care. But I go off the eye test, and my eye test is telling me that the Dallas Cowboys just don't have it. They don't have it. Their schedule's too tough. I just don't see it. I don't see it being enough. I'll give you guys the Commanders. I'll give you guys the Giants again, and I'm going to give you guys the Raiders win. But I think that's going to be it. I don't think you guys are going to win any more but 3 games this year, and you'll win 6 games total, and that's going to be it. So look forward to next season. Definitely look forward to next season. You guys got 2 first-round picks next year. And the way the Green Bay Packers are playing right now, that pick's probably going to be pretty high. So if they keep losing, that pick's going to really be high for you guys. But yeah, I have to say, though, also with the way the NFL is set up, it makes it to where there's competition every year. I mean, yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs have been a dynasty for a little while now, but I think the dynasty years are going to start to come to an end. It's kind of like what baseball, I think, needs to do, or what the NBA has done. The NBA has made it to where you don't have dynasty teams anymore. And the NFL has done a really good job of that too. Now, I don't believe we'll see like 3-peats. We're not going to see like dynasties like the New England Patriots had. You're just not going to see it. This day and age, you just don't see it anymore. It's just not, with free agency, with the cap, it's just, I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't. Also, I want to move on to some college football action, and I'll tell you what, this is a very hot topic right now. But I believe that eventually, if it may be this offseason, who knows? But I believe the Indiana head coach, Curt Cignetti, deserves an NFL job. What he has done at the University of Indiana is nothing short of a miracle. This is a team that was horrible. Was Nobody gave a rat's behind about Indiana. They were terrible. This guy comes in, he's built them from the ground up. They're number 2 in the nation right now. They're undefeated. They're looking like they're going to win out. And they're going to probably go to the conference championship against Ohio State. Now, if this guy is to win out, and he is to get a Big Ten title, make a run in the CFP, I mean, he's probably going to make the CFP either way, but if they're able to make a run in the CFP with this team, he needs to get promoted to the NFL. He could probably take the Giants job because we all know Brian Daboll just got fired this week. Or it was yesterday, as a matter of fact, that he got fired from the Giants. About time. Look for the Giants to probably put their eyes on Cignetti. Probably put their eyes on Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. I think he deserves another shot to be an NFL head coach because he was a decent NFL head coach. That's why the Dolphins are kicking themselves right now because they got rid of him for Mike McDaniels, and look how that's turned out. It's bad. The Dolphins are 3-7 right now. Like, they're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. Now, you know, in the college football world, though, sometimes it doesn't translate over into the NFL. Nick Saban, big example. And vice versa. Bill Belichick, big example. Sometimes coaches, when they go from one level to another, it just doesn't translate well for them. But I think Curt Cignetti, I'm really liking this guy. I really am. I think he is the real deal. I think he could go make a run. I think he could take any NFL team and make them good. He could probably do good with the Giants if he were to go there. Another name I've seen come up in that race is Marcus Freeman, the head coach of Notre Dame. He's another one that has really come out of nowhere. I mean, of course, with Notre Dame has always had some great coaches. Now he's starting to get his name thrown into the ring for this Giants job. Now, do I think Marcus Freeman could be a good Giants head coach? I don't know, maybe. To me, he just hasn't shown me anything at Notre Dame. Yes, I get it. They went to the national championship game last year. So against Ohio State. So, I mean, yeah, it's not like he's no scrub, but I need to see more. And this year I haven't seen it. You know, they had 2 losses. They're in the top 10. They are in the top 10. If they do win out, of course they're going to make the CFP. But I need to see more. I just need to see more right now from him before I could say he's ready to become an NFL head coach. Because the NFL is taxing. I don't know if you guys know or not, but the NFL is very taxing. You got people like Matt Rule. All right, let's talk about him for a second. The biggest snake oil salesman in the friggin' world. Mr. I'm able to suck and still get good jobs. Like, I mean, somehow this guy still keeps getting jobs. I don't know why. I don't know how. My phone's blowing up right now with all these sports news. But, yeah, I think, Matt Rule is a big snake oil salesman. Very, very big. Also, you know, another team that's really surprised me this year, this is going to kill me to say this because, you know, it's going to break my heart to say this, but Texas A&M. I got to give kudos to Texas A&M. They really have showed me that they're a good contending team this year. Now, do I think they're going to make a run in the CFP? Probably not. I don't think so. I think they're going to have their hands full. They got to play Texas the end of the year. The winner of that, more than likely, will go to the conference championship, I think, if Texas beats Georgia this coming weekend. And A&M wins out, of course. But I think they could make a run. I do. It's just going to be tough because you got teams like Ohio State, you got teams like Bama, you got teams like Georgia, Texas, some of the other teams that might make it, that might squeeze in, Notre Dame. I don't know. I don't know if A&M's necessarily ready. They haven't really had a tough SEC schedule either. Like, I looked at their SEC opponents. It hadn't been very tough. They've not really played any tough SEC teams yet. So they're gonna get a rude awakening, I think, when they play Texas at the end of this year. But again, I don't know. Maybe Texas might falter against them. I mean, again, any given week, right? Looking at my notes here, trying to think. There was something else I saw that. Yeah, okay. I was just making sure I had my ducks in a row there. One thing that I really like about this whole both college NFL season, and I've already probably touched on this, but I'm going to touch on it again. I love that there's no like predictability. It's out in left field every single week, and to me, it makes it to where it's watchable, and that's what we want. We all want to be able to watch great football, especially for all you guys that are football fans. Even when I play like college football, yeah, I've had some tough games this year. There's been some games that I've played that have been tough for me, like one possession losses. Like 5 games I've lost this year in the Dynasty were by one possession late in the game. Or overtime in the case of Stanford. By the way, for those of you that watched that Stanford game, that friggin' blew up. My God, that went viral. Oh my God, I had so many views on that, it wasn't even funny. That was insane. That was pure cinema, though. That's what I'm out to do. Create pure cinema, pure entertainment. You're going to see some pure entertainment later on, by the way, if you tune into that Louisville-Kentucky game. But next week, a few housekeeping notes here to go over. Next week, we're gonna have another weekly podcast around this same time every Tuesday. I know I haven't been keeping up with it lately. Just trying to get back into the swing of things after being gone for a week. But we're back. We're good. We're ready. Also, there's probably going to be the Louisville-Kentucky game, and then there's probably going to be one more game after that, which will be the bowl game if we win. Got to get 6 wins. I'm 5 wins right now to get bowl eligible. So got to win against Louisville today, and to be able to cement us being in a bowl game. Would love to go to a bowl game. It does suck that right now my team's going to get relegated to the lowest tier conference, which not too happy. But yeah, tune in later today. Be here in about a couple hours. It's going to be pure cinema, guys. See y'all then. Like I said, please, if you can, tell your friends, tell your family. We got to get this thing going. We got to pump these numbers up here. We got to get this thing big. And I hope you guys this Tuesday is going good. Really, I hope it is. I'll talk to you guys in a couple hours. Take it easy. Let's go.